So I haven't... Well, how do I say this? I lost my audio for this because I think it was something along the lines of I deleted the files when I thought things were rendered and they weren't rendered, or they didn't render correctly, something like that. It's been so long since I actually recorded this. I actually thought I lost the video too for a second, but I still have that, and I did a quick edit and then I forgot about recording this over, so I ended up doing it. So this is my second time in Mementos, I think. I don't quite recall. I think I've got my Persona 2 gear on. And of course, you know, they've got the normal portraits there, as usual. Yeah, I think that's Persona 2. Yeah, that looks like Persona 2. Oh, no, it's Persona 4. I don't think I've got the Persona 2 outfits at this point. They haven't been released. I think it was Persona 3 and 4 got released first, right? So yeah, I deliberately like slowed down when it was like these kind of unique bits, I suppose. You can kind of repeat these, though you get different dialogue when you encounter them again, so it's not quite the same. Actually, I don't know. I wonder how long this is going to record for. Oh wow, okay. This is I've got quite a while left, huh? Oh man. But yeah, in future, I think, because this is supposed to be like a casual playthrough, so I'm actually, in a way, it's kind of good that I record over this. Sort of, kind of, sort of. Man, yeah. It makes me realize how long these fights actually take. And I think this was back when I was still discovering, like, oh, do I need to get items, money? I ended up early game, well not early game, but a lot of the game. Ended up getting money more than I probably should have. I should have aimed for experience more of the time. Huh. Interesting. So yeah, this is getting to a bit where I'm actually getting to new content, I suppose. Pollen warning. So yeah, the Reaper. I still haven't encountered the Reaper from what I've recorded. Which I at least encounter once in my, like, when I do my Persona 3 and 4 playthroughs, you know. I've done so many of those. The audio is getting a little more distorted than I thought it would. I should have really prepared myself for recording over this. There's only one top of my head. I think I do remember doing this in Danganronpa 2 when I redid that. So I pretended I was actually doing it live. I couldn't stop myself from laughing. I actually don't know what the right answer is. Soy sauce. I think that's a safe answer in a Japanese game, isn't it? Worcester. You'd think you'd do that with like a maybe Alice in Wonderland. You might do that, but yeah, maybe that's not like a big knight, Western knight. You'd say that probably. But saying probably all the time.
You've got a new map.
But yeah, what happened was my either my capture device is messed up or my computer is messed up, and I got some new equipment to try and fix that, and it didn't really work out. I could tell that the cable was a problem, but it's either the device or the computer, and I'm going to test the computer with my current equipment and test that out, and I should get that tomorrow. I guess this is so far in the future. But yeah, wide eye drops is when I discovered about that. I ended up, I think, later on buying a bunch and never using it. Well, I'm sure I'll maybe use it a little bit later on, but... Pixie's always a cool girl to get. So this would be my second Pixie, I think? Because I think I got one the same way before. I think this is back when I would actually fully check paths. I might be able to get a computer that, well, actually I might use my current computer that's got the, I'm pretty sure I got USB port problems. And I might be able to, how shall I say this? Make it so, you know, when you hear neighbours, I always get really distracted. But I might be able to use my current computer as just a render machine, plus maybe a few other things I can think of, the transfers and stuff like that. But yeah, that would be interesting. So I don't, because the thing is, with the way I currently record, my computer takes so long to render these videos, especially at 1080p 60. It's kind of insane. I can't do anything else. I can kind of program and stuff on it, but it's like I honestly don't feel comfortable doing it, so it would make a big difference. But yeah, this Incubus, I like his lovely, lovely weapon he has. I was just thinking back when this is the Kamoshida boss thing. The encounter with Anne, with that super phallic-shaped man. I imagine they probably meant to have a lot more encounters like that, but being further in the game now, I'm pretty positive that was like their initial way of thinking of doing things, but then they changed their mind and they've only got really the end boss battles, so they kind of, I suppose, changed the way that they do the content. The thing is, you can tell already how much time that this would take to make. Well, maybe I'm more, I can empathise with that more because I've actually done some video development in different forms, different languages too, so I can definitely relate to that. So there we're going to one of our first mementos dudes. So that's, yeah, Takanashi's shadow. Forgot that this was such like a kind of a pivotal moment. Yeah, I gotta beat that booty.
Let's go.
I'm kind of confused. I wonder which one he is. I'm like, oh wow. I guess it's from their school, right? Is he the one that's in front of the school? Or is that someone else?
Come at me, bro.
Oh yeah, what was he? Was he yeah, of course he would. He was the super mascot dude. I was about to go, but that's more like, I mean, actually, he just kind of made that noise, doesn't he? Oh, I didn't remember him being like a status element dude. I mean, traditionally he would be a Iceman, of course. Oh, I'm not very good at trying to find the right weapons to heal people. I'm surprised I didn't fast forward through this fight. I guess it's all about pretending, oh, what technique am I gonna go do next? Ooh, wow. Well, this is actually more tough than I remember it being. I mean, traditionally you'd think it'd be weak to fire, but I think that was the most sensible thing I could have really done. Oh, interesting. I was thinking about doing that. It's a move I tend to use more when I'm playing harder difficulties, but oh wow, and I think that's when I discovered about the whole that they get health and SP and all that when they're sleeping. Oh, wow. I'm really struggling here. You know when he goes on meow like that and he acts like he's not a cat, it's a little silly. Huh, what? I don't know. See, that was a bad strategy there. I already knew that was kind of a bad thing. I suppose what I was thinking was make him sleep so I can heal everyone. But at that point, it's better to just take him out, really. So.
I need a snack.
Huh, yeah. Looking back at this, I make more. I know I made mistakes, but hey, it's all about leveling up, so it's all good. 13. How slime was my loveliest. Loveliest? I was trying to go from lowly to something nicer. My highest is like, kind of like a low guy nowadays, but.
What?
It's interesting seeing them in their like fighting poses as they stand like that. It's almost like that was a you know, they were like, oh, I don't know if we're actually going to keep this, but you know, this animation here will do for now. I suppose you have to be a bit like, yeah, that's interesting. Some things you notice when you're not playing. A lot, actually. Oh wow. Difference, huh? I actually think thinking back on it, I think actually all this stuff I had to redo. I think I died off screen. Yeah, right at the end I died while I was about to grind. As soon as I grinded, I think I forgot to save or something. No, there's no grinding involved. I can't remember. I haven't included it in this video because it's just like without the audio, it's kind of just lame, really. I wonder if I still have that video, actually. Kind of, with all the things that's gone wrong hardware-wise, which seems to happen to me all the time with PCs, it's kind of the reason why I prefer recording on consoles, because I just get so many less issues. But then, when you record stuff, you have to use a computer anyway, so it's like, oh god. And it's not like I use good RAM, I use good hard drives and all that stuff. It's just because they're not built to last, you know, and if you do so many renders on a computer, they just break. So, well, that's what I've found anyway. Huh. Getting that better equipment anyway. Oh yeah, and I think this is when I discovered that I've got better things I can equip. I can get that experience, and I'm like, oh yeah. Huh. Quite interesting. And then I've changed the costumes too, to change it up a bit. So I've got the Persona 3 outfits on. I guess I'm gonna have to equip these back on at some point. So I guess I didn't show them properly. Ah well. Yeah, I think at this point I didn't realise, or I was I guess not taking it like casually, as casual as I should have. Because, you know, me looking at these now, I'm like, oh yeah, well of course don't do this, because that's his personality. I guess, you know, I've got the knowledge now, it's easy to say that now. Oh wow, I made the mistake twice. So, I have 2 cats right now. And I feel like I've got babies. Because they meow at me all the time. They meow, they're just always trying to get to me.
No.
Oh man. And yeah, it's definitely like having a baby. These guys aren't babies, these train people.
Hmm?
I still don't know what this is actually.
Come on, man.
So I'm quite curious about it.
Hey!
Is this?
It looks like trains don't go by on the side of this way. I think they don't. And there's currently a cat trying to get into where I'm recording right now. It's the bigger one. I've got a very big cat.
Well.
Well.
What are your thoughts?
I think I recall saying that he made a pretty good idea, but then he actually makes
What are your thoughts?
decent ideas even if they are simple, but
Okay, let's go.
I suppose the big frustrating thing is how Ryoji, especially later on, is like he's so pumped about being in the Phantom Thieves. It's a little ridiculous. Oh, I wonder why I went to the entrance. To fuse. Ah, okay, I remember this. Fused a few of these and did the save in Delio. I was like, I can't make that, dude. Oh yeah. I didn't want to get rid of the slime with the techniques and everything.
Losing a fraction of power. Now we're rebirth.
Okay. Definitely reminds me of those. I always forget what they're called
Alright.
from Harry Potter. They're not. They don't come from Harry Potter, but the screaming little plants.
This power we can use now we're rebirth.
I suppose this is the first combination I think I did that I was like, is that really like the combination you'd think they'd make, confusing those two? But oh, and I think this is where I resummon some dudes just so that I can, well, get back the strong dudes. Plus, I don't know if I end up fusing them back again, so I make some more dudes. But oh no, looks like I leave. I've got a slightly better team here, I think. Slightly. Maybe at the time I was thinking, maybe these are worse, but what can you do? So yeah, I'm at the halfway point. Yeah, halfway. Interesting how like I still got it fast forwarded, but like there wasn't too much to see there. Yeah, he was a boss fight, wasn't he, originally, this dude? Do I have any left? Oh. Oh, that's interesting that I didn't give it to him. Okay. Oh. So actually, I'm doing pretty decent with this dude. I have no idea. I mean, he's essentially like a. I mean, he's kind of a dark one, but he's like a white knight character, so it makes sense that you would think that. You know, he's a very like evil, lawful good or lawful evil. I suppose you'd say evil because he's a shadow. Would the succubus be chaotic evil? Probably something I haven't really thought too much about, because the succubus isn't lawful, and I wouldn't really call them. Would they be neutral? No, they're more chaos.
What do you think? Really?
Yeah, the nervous playboy.
I am thou, thou art I.
I don't know if I was doing the looking at stats maybe, or maybe I was probably looking at how many I had and if I could get another dude or not. Oh, these dudes! I remember how tough they were. Oh, okay, they're not too bad then. Oh, I don't remember if I've got that, but. Oh, he's giving. Oh, I should probably read the full sentence of what they're saying, not just assume what they say. But that's kind of what humans do. We never fully read what a sentence is. We fill in the blanks. Just in that case, I was. Oh. You know, you spend less time in these nowadays in those big square rooms, unless there's chests, just because it's. I sometimes risk it anyway, but. Oh yeah. So yeah, at this point I've only got Ryuji that really helps me do that kind of thing. Makes sense, because Anne's hard to hang out with it early on. Well, you've got one instance when you can do her early, but... Oh yeah, now I've got the knowledge, but I think I still make mistakes and I still don't get the dude. Which is a little ashamed, to say the least. I can't remember. Curry is definitely the safe answer, of course. And he's like a Japanese demon, like the. Well, he's a Chinese demon, kind of. Actually, so. That still works. Yeah, devil fruit. Even way later in the game, you still get devil fruit from these dudes.
Who's next?
Well, well. Depending on what you've done, you can get better items, but on default, you'll get something like that. Get that better equipment, and he's. Oh wow! I don't know. I went through some mist there, which was pretty interesting.
Nice going, Skull.
Because I got an item from him before, and this time I get money, which is that isn't great money, but. Oh yeah, give me that Patra. Oh, okay, I'm re-equipping to get a. So I'm not in a tight situation once I go in battle, I suppose. But yeah, I did like seeing that and do that critical attack. It was pretty fabulous. It is a shame that this game doesn't have the Bravely default feature. It's the only thing I'd really want if I had to have something, which is to be able to fast forward through fights and stuff like that. I mean, auto-completing fights is maybe a bad idea, because it's kind of like the one of the reasons you want these big dungeons is to
I can feel it. The tender touch of a soft butt.
oh, it's all about Anne's butt, but oh yeah, and we're at the end of the thing here. Yeah, I could have gone into video game design and how like you want the player to try different strategies as they go through all these floors, but yeah, so we've gotta get further in the game so we can get through here, which is understandable. But yeah, Ryuji definitely gives Morgana way too much of a harsh time. But yeah, and I think that's it. So it's all good, and I guess I'll see you in part 18, which is the next part.